How do you manage all this football during the holidays?
I don't know. We're in new territory here. We're gonna have football for 5 straight days. To be honest, I don't watch a lot of it.
You're gonna have to.
Derek.
Me.
Oh, Derek, you will learn one day. You know how it is, man. It's like you got all this.
Yeah, one day.
You got all this. I haven't been able to do it on like Christmas because I mean my mom doesn't want to watch football on Christmas and we only got one TV in the house. I can't go somewhere separately. Like, and I know the last thing Jesse wants on Christmas is to watch football. So, well, not the last thing. There's plenty of other last things, but football's definitely low on the list as for her priorities on Christmas.
You know what? I'm going to tell all the family members out there, all the wives, all the girlfriends, all the non-football watchers. Tough shit. All right?
It's too much.
No, it's not.
Yes,
the NFL is now taking over this holiday.
It's too much.
So all of your special plans and, you know, whatever, it's too bad. The NFL is taking over this holiday and we need to watch. That's right. I said it.
We don't have to watch anything.
Yes, we do.
Do we?
I mean, I do. I have to host a radio show the next day, so I kind of need to watch everything.
Well, no one's going to want to hear about the Christmas Day games. They're going to hear your favorite Christmas movies and all those angles.
Already done that. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm hosting on the day after Christmas, it's all going to be about Steelers. Well, actually, that game won't. Yeah, Steelers, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans. And plus, we got all the college football playoffs intertwined with the NFL games this weekend. I don't love that. I got Texas and Clemson going on the same time as I think Steelers, Ravens. But thank God I got 2 TVs and no family. No, I'm kidding.
Gosh. No family. I was going to say, I wish these $2 billion organizations were thinking of you when they were scheduling this whole weekend.
I mean, I do find it kind of weird that the college football playoffs want to be going on the same time as NFL games. I think that is a little weird.
You think that's weird? Not the fact that the NFL wants to play every day through the week.
Steven, why would I think that's weird?
I don't know.
I'm aware what the NFL is all about. They want us to say fuck our families and watch football all the time.
Correct.
So, yeah, I applaud them for that.
You applaud them for that? No, they're evil.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Evil. It's evil.
As evil as the NBA? NBA does the same shit.
What?
Same. NBA does the same shit.
Nah, I don't even watch the NBA right now. It's too boring.
So you were in on that NBA Cup last night, the Emirates Cup?
Not at all. I forgot it was even happening.
Yeah, I know. Anybody that acts like they really give a damn about it, come on. Come on.
Oh, Ernie, too. Driving to Livermore to check out some Xmas lights, so I won't be chatting much. Tell Deacon Dave I said, what's up, Ernie?
Who's Deacon Dave?
Deacon Dave puts this huge light show on every single year out there in Livermore. He's been doing it for... I used to live out there, remember? So you used to live out there, too.
Yeah, I used to be a Livermorian.
Over off East Avenue.
That's what they call this.
In the vineyard country. Yeah.
Yes.
Deacon Dave.
By the outlet malls?
No, that's the complete opposite way.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more towards Dublin, Pleasanton. I'm talking more the opposite. I'm talking more going like in the Tracy area.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. No, not the Tracy area, but in that general direction. Because
I hear you.
You think the mall. That's yeah. The outlets that they call the San Francisco premium outlets, even though it's nowhere near San Francisco, so they could just fool tourists. Oh, that used to be a pastime for me. Going to the outlets just to watch the people's reaction as they got off the tour bus. This isn't San Francisco. Where the hell are we?
That's what you did for a pastime?
Yes, Derek. I would sit at the Haagen-Dazs, eat an ice cream, and judge the tourists.
I'm sure they would judge you back, be like, you have nothing better to do?
Yeah, I was just sitting on my own eating ice cream. Who's that weird guy?
Haagen-Dazs, huh?
Yeah.
So tonight is going to be our only show of the week because of all of the smorgasbord of football going on this weekend. I don't want to wake Steven up at the buck crack of dawn to do a show on Saturday morning before these games kick off. We got too much college football. We got too much pro football. So let's just do this tonight, and then we're going to do something we don't rarely do. We're going to do a show on Wednesday, take the weekend off, and then we'll react on Monday. That's right. Sacrilege to me because I want to watch Saints Packers, but it's a hellish week with Christmas going on and everything. So we'll have the game on in the background, and we'll be doing a show on Monday. So the schedule is going to be Wednesday tonight, and then we'll be back on Monday.
So sorry that
where it goes from there.
I'm really apologetic that we're going to have to do this podcast while we have a shootout between Spencer Rattler and Jordan Love.
Dude, I just like football, man. Can you blame me?
Yes.
Why?
Can like football, but not so much where you're gonna not plan something around Monday Night Football just because there's Saints Packers playing in Week 16.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Saturday's tough. I got NFL football, college football. The Warriors are playing. Told my little brother, sorry, no time to catch up.
Oh, it's a shame. Wow.
I'll see him Sunday though.
Just okay.
I also have car issues, so I really can't drive to the East Bay as quickly as I wanted to. I am in the East Bay, but drive to Walnut Creek. Yeah, the new dilemma is, and anybody that's listened to Dirty Work knows the situation. The guy that changed my car battery didn't do a great job. Took it in today just to get it looked at, maintenance and everything, oil change and whatnot. Guy calls me and goes, "Who put this battery in?" I said, "A roadside assistant guy." He didn't give you the right battery.
Oh,
yeah, that pisses me off.
That's a shame, but maybe this also goes to show you we should. I'm not discounting myself here, but maybe we should both try to learn how to replace a tire. I had my brother texting me that after he heard the podcast, asking, "You don't know how to replace a battery? You don't know how to?"
I know how to replace a tire. Yeah. What's up?
I was like, "You don't know how to replace a battery?" I'm like, "Is that common knowledge?" I mean, I could YouTube anything. And do it. But off the top of my head, I do not know how to change an entire car battery.
I mean, let alone get the right one.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. I may have to go to...
it's pretty important.
Well, the thing is, so I texted the dude back, and I'm like, hey, no need to come back and get the... I tell you about this. He also left a tool in my car.
Ooh, what kind of tool?
A little small screw, but at the end of the day, I like you to get that out. It wasn't in there before, so please get that out. So he dropped it.
You were going to call the roadside assistance guy, say, "Hey, come back and get this screw out of my car that you left."
Yeah.
A tiny little screw.
It wasn't there before.
You are the worst type of person, man.
Why is that so bad?
I mean, you could call them and maybe chastise them, give them a piece of your mind. Hey, you left this in my car, but you don't just leave it and just think that someone's going to come by and pick it up. Aren't you going to just take it and throw it in the trash or something?
What? No, dude. He said he would come back, and they never did.
For a little screw?
It might have been bigger than that, but
okay.
It's in the car, and it wasn't there before. So yeah,
okay,
I'd like you to get that out.
Because if I was in his shoes and I got a call saying, "Hey, you have to come pick up this little screw in my car," you left.
He said he would do it though, Steven. This is the thing. He said he would do it. He said he'd come back on a Saturday and get it out.
I'd do the exact same thing. I'd say I'd do it and then would not do it.
Well, what kind of professional is that? Not only did you give me a bad battery, you left a screw in my car.
Well, what kind of person are you to worry that much about a screw? Just throw it away.
Dude, I can't get to it. He has to attach the bottom of my car and get it.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I thought you were just left it in the front seat or something.
No, are you insane? You think I would ever do that to somebody?
I wouldn't put it past you.
Are you fucking kidding me? That is such an insult. You think I'm that much of a prima donna where I'm like, you left this screw behind. I could see it and I could touch my fingers.
You didn't spackle your wall, Derek. I don't know what's possible with you.
I'm going to spackle my wall. I'm learning, okay? I'm learning how to be an adult.
I don't know. I don't know how you'd be in that situation, but I could see you being like, you put a service on my car. I'll give you that, but you left something there.
No, he replaced the battery, which I'm finding out he didn't do properly. which I need to find out if I should even be driving the car with the wrong battery attached to it.
Uh-huh.
And I need to know, like, if the place I took it to could even give me the battery. I need to go to the dealership or AutoZone, whatever the fuck. um, but no, like, yeah, he didn't. But like when he was working on the car, I heard something ting, and he was like, "Oh, did you see that?" And I was like, "Yeah, something fell." And he goes, "Ah, damn." And then he turns to me and goes, "When's the next time you're getting your oil changed?" And I'm like, "No, man, like, you need to get that." And he was like, "Okay, I'll get it." And then he came back and he's like, "I don't have the tools to get that. So can I come back on another day?" And I'm like, "Saturday's fine. I'll be around. No big deal." Then he texted me on Saturday saying, "Hey, I have no availability to come by today. Can I come another time?" I'm like, "I'll be here Sunday. So yeah, sure, come by." No response at all. Then he texted me this week and said, "Hey, sorry about everything. I'm able to come by and get that out for you. What time are you available?" I'm like, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And he goes, "Well, I can't do that." I'm like, "Okay, fuck this." I just went to the place near my house and everything's fine with my car except, yeah, the battery. So I need to get that figured out. Maybe this weekend, maybe not.
I just went to the mechanic today as well.
Nice.
Yeah, and I haven't been there since I got married, but I don't know if it's because I'm married, but I already started I gave him, I've never been like more self-aware of what I said in the moment, but as I'm talking, it was out of like impulse almost. It's like a reflex. I started talking just like the most suburban white guy you've ever heard in your life. I don't know if it's marriage that's caused that, but
Yeah, that'll happen.
I walk in, instantly see a couple of guys, and I say the phrase. It's very small but significant because I never say this. How we doing, guys? How we doing? How we doing? You good? Yeah, how we doing? How we doing, boys? How's the day?
Yeah.
So I do that, and then we have a little chat, and they say, I need my tires actually replaced, and I actually haven't had brand new tires on my car, and I've done a ton of miles on it, so it's pretty great that it's lasted this long, and they haven't popped or anything. But when we were talking about the price, I'm like leaning on the table. I got the hand on the hip, I got the foot crossed one over the other,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually do this thing where they send you a text. Oh my God, I got a piece of rice stuck in my throat. They do this thing where they send you a text. They give you the rundown of stuff that your car that needs fixing in your car, and you can approve or reject that specific thing. And I, of course, rejected the tire thing, and they were just talking to me about the tires and telling me how much wear and tear there is and how much time I got left and everything. And I said, yeah, I just rejected it because, that amount of money is pretty expensive. And that would put a little dent in the old wallet during the holidays.
You said all this?
I said all of that.
Wow.
And they're like, I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, that was me today too. Was the guy was listing off everything that he would try to improve with the car. I was like, nope, don't need that. Nope, just change the oil. What about the battery? Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm just
Fun times. I don't even drive that much anymore. That's what pisses me off the most. So I may have to take Bart to the East Bay to see my family this weekend, or even for Christmas. We'll see. All right, Steven, let's talk about some football.
Oh.
And it was a thrilling game 2 nights ago for the old Las Vegas Raiders and Atlanta Falcons. Whoo-wee.
Yep.
A nice 15-9 special. It's hard to watch. Desmond Ridder throwing ridiculous just interceptions. Just let me just throw blindly up in the air and see if Justin Simmons comes down with it. Yep, he got it. And then Kirk Cousins, not looking great either. Threw that wide open touchdown pass to Drake London, but bad interception to Robert Spillane and just off the whole night.
Yeah, but that wide open touchdown pass is just because Jack Jones thinks he can get a pick six on every play and decides to jump a route that wasn't there to be jumped. It's like you're beating up on an invisible guy. It's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, I mean, the defense did play well without Max Crosby, and he's out for the season. But yeah, it was painful to watch that game, and I have really never heard two broadcasters be as honest as Dan Orlovsky and Louis Riddick on this broadcast.
Yeah.
And it's because they, Louis Riddick is a little more grounded, but Dan Orlovsky get a little hot takey himself. And it was incredible to hear them both be like, this team's not very good. And not only that, they are irrelevant until they get a quarterback. Like Dan Orlovsky pretty much said verbatim, the Raiders don't matter until they get a quarterback.
Yeah.
And Louis Riddick was like, why would anybody want to come to this team right now? If you're trying to upgrade the quarterback position, Sam Darnold, whoever this offseason, why would they want to be a part of this? And it was all facts to me. And you're not going to hear that often. I mean, Troy Aikman could be critical at times, but you're not going to hear Tom Brady, who is minority owner of the team, ever say anything critical about the Raiders during a broadcast. And I don't know if he's ever going to get the Raiders on Fox for a semi-primetime game like that. But I thought it was kind of refreshing to hear that.
It was great because a lot of what you'll get is what Kirk Herbstreit gives all the time, which is they're playing. I mean, Dan Orlovsky said a version of it. No, they're playing hard under Antonio Pierce. They're playing very hard, and all this sort of stuff. And Kirk always throws in, I think Antonio Pierce is getting a bad rap. I think he was dealt a bad hand, blah, blah, blah. But Orlovsky, him saying just straight up, yeah, his team doesn't matter until they get a coach and a quarterback.
Yep.
Like, that speaks volumes, man. And it was refreshing to me. And I thought they had nothing else really to talk about in that game. I mean, those were the guys. They had to sit through that and broadcast that. They seldom get these opportunities to call games as an actual analyst. And what you're doing is not being able to get your analyst chops in there because there's nothing to analyze from that game. It sucked.
No, the best part was when Desmond Ridder threw that interception to Justin Simmons, and Louis Riddick was like, what was that?
Yeah.
Like seriously, like what? Like, and Dan Orlovsky was like, it's just a bad pass, man. And Louis was like, really? I've seen some bad passes in my day. That's just something. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is, and they even acknowledged on the broadcast, it was like, well, is Shedeur Sanders going to be the answer for this team? Because right now we all know what's going on. We talk about it on this podcast. The expectation is that the Raiders want to go get Shedeur Sanders, whether they have the first overall pick and whether they don't. I mean, right now, if the season ended today, the Giants would have the first overall pick and the Raiders would have the second pick. Which brings me to a little clip today I thought it was interesting. Steven, do you have this in the old DMs with Pac-Man Jones and Deion Sanders?
Oh, do we have to play this lovely thing?
It's kind of awkward.
It's super awkward.
Yeah. And I didn't know Pac-Man Jones has his own podcast that he kind of, went away from the Pat McAfee show.
Hang on 1 second. I just totally screwed something up. Hang on.
No, while you do that, I lost last week, but Steven lost this week. So we will do a little hot sauce challenge. AJ Cruz, calm your tits. We'll get to it.
Did you send that to me?
I believe I did.
Oh, that's because I blocked Dove Kleiman. So any link that you get to Dove Kleiman, I'm going to block. That's not going to show up immediately, but I'm there now. Yeah.
I still get Dove Kleiman stuff, even though I unfollowed him. I guess it's in my For You.
Shout out to Musk.
Yep.
All right. Dove Kleiman.
Speaking of which, we might be doing these shows back on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck this thing is called again. Anyway, Deion Sanders with Pac-Man Jones. Go.
Back on the platform right here. All right, put your hand like this for me right quick. We finna pray right quick. Come on. Oh, you can pray anywhere where you want to go. Where you think God gonna take them boys?
Oh, that's a good one. I have no idea. It depends on who's.
All right, I'm gonna just throw it out. All right, hold on. Let me throw it out there. Raiders slide up to get the number 1 pick.
Do they have to slide?
Well, they're number 2 right now.
Okay, who's one right now?
I think Giants are number 1. Giants, right?
Giants are not gonna give up that pick. They're not gonna give up that pick. The Giants are not giving up that pick.
3 times.
Giants pick number 1.
I know that
number 1 pick.
Shedeur is gonna be the number 1 pick.
If the Giants are number 1 pick, who's the number 1 pick, Pop?
Shedeur is gonna be the number 1 pick.
All right, so Raiders go number 2. Who's the number 2 pick?
Travis Hunter.
See, that's when the game starts to play. That's when you start playing the game. That's when the Raiders could go with Cam. Okay. Or it could be some junk in the game and the Raiders could take Trav.
I can see that happen. All right,
or they could slide back.
Lovely.
Yeah, we really got nothing from that. But
oh, I heard it.
It was, I mean, I thought initially that the clip was going to be, when I saw it this morning, I didn't listen to it, but I played it on the KMBR show today. And
I know.
I thought it was going to, what's up?
Oh, I heard it.
Oh, yeah. Dion, I thought it was going to be like, I'm all in favor of the Giants, drafting Shedeur. But that's not really what he's saying. What he's saying is the Giants are not going to get rid of that pick. He said it 3 times. Shedeur is going to be the number 1 pick. But it wasn't a ringing endorsement that he wants Shedeur to play for the Giants. I think that this is a subtle way, and we'll get into it more, that if the Giants do end up with the first overall pick, that they will find some way to convince the Giants not to take him. He wants to go to the Raiders. It's pretty clear. We've been over the tweets, everything that he posts. It sounds like he wants to be a Raider. It sounds like, more from what I've read, that the Giants are kind of in more on Cam Ward. But who's to say? We're way, it's long away from the draft. But yeah, I think this was Dion's kind of subtle way of being like, Shedeur's going to be number 1. But I don't know if I want the Giants taking him number 1.
Say you were in Deion Sanders' shoes and your son was going to be the number 1 overall pick. Would you rather have him go to the Giants or the Raiders? I'm going Giants. If they're keeping Dayball around, like I would rather my son.
Are we sure about that?
I'm not, but if they do, I think they would. But if he's still the coach, I would rather my son play for the Giants.
What if Mike Vrabel is your Raiders coach?
God, you're going to have to ask God to answer that one.
Was that Dion?
I don't know who that was. That was a mix of Dion and Pac-Man Jones. But
yeah, Pac-Man sounded like the dude from The Water Boy. Where do you think them boy gonna go?
Scaly elbow. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's more mystique to the Raiders, but also the New York Giants. Like, we've seen what happens when the New York Giants are good. I mean, you win 2 Super Bowls with them, and we think that Eli Manning's going to be in the Hall of Fame, even though he had a fairly subpar regular season career. I don't know, man. It literally, AJ.
Yeah.
Giants or Raiders is the same as turd or shit. Yeah, really, pick your poison. What do you want?
Yeah.
Cyanide?
Turd burger or shit sandwich?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to say, the Raiders seem like they would be more accommodating to Shedeur. Like, Mark Davis is the type of owner to be like, yeah, whatever you want, man. Like, we got Shedeur. Shedeur's on our team. We got flash. We got pizzazz. Shedeur's there. The Giants are old school with John Mara. Was like, if you want to be a Giant, you'll do things our way. So if I was Dion, I'd be like, you got more freedom with the Raiders.
That's what you'd say, huh?
Yes, in his voice.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Travis Hunter's going number 4.
But for whatever reason, there's this infatuation with Mark Davis. And for whatever reason, these guys seem to love Mark Davis. And Mark Davis seems to really get along with the Sanders family. And so does Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And unless Brady does something to completely shift this team, and maybe he will be working with Shedeur, but I think you'd have to think that he'd give up his broadcasting duties entirely if he were to actually, you can't be broadcasting and then practicing with a team. Like, that can't, you know what I mean? Helping a team at practice.
Well, no, well, I guess that's the only team he's allowed to go to for practice.
I mean, professionally, that's where Tom Brady would serve best, in my opinion, because broadcasting ain't it. And I think we're going to I think Fox has the Super Bowl this year, and that's going to be the duo, right? Yeah, I think that's going to be the top story, honestly, out of the Super Bowl, is not just whoever comes out winning. If like,
Well,
I
the
don't
game. I mean, hopefully the game.
Sure, but I think a lot of it's going to be Tom Brady struggling as a broadcaster.
You know, I'll say this about Tom.
Oh,
I
about
don't.
Tommy?
Tommy B. Sorry, am I allowed to call him Tom, or is it like me with Method Man, where I'm not allowed to call him Meth?
Well, you said that Tom. You sounded like Julian Edelman.
Think about me and Tom.
Me and Tom. You know, Tom. T.
All right, fine. The thing about Brady, does that sound better? I don't fucking know Tom Brady. I'm not like I know him.
Yeah,
I don't know Method Man either. Just sometimes you just call him by their first name.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about Tom Brady, I don't think he's that terrible.
Oh.
It's just that he doesn't really add anything.
You just don't think
that makes sense?
What? No.
I don't think that Tom Brady is that bad. I just don't think he adds anything.
So he doesn't.
Greg Olson adds something to a broadcast where he adds personality and insight and things that he can relate to in the game. Tom just tells you what he sees in front of you.
Yeah, Tom also talks about his playing days as if everyone's going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. Well, I would rather do this. Like, shut up, Tom. He's terrible.
Yeah, I kind of didn't like when he called out Daniel Jones on Thanksgiving. He was like, well, in my 20-year career, I was dedicated every day to the crafts. So that's what I did. And I was like, well, no one ever asked you to be a practice squad safety, Tom.
Singing his own praises. I just can't stand it. And I don't think he adds anything to the broadcast, which to me is the number one job requirement. Number one thing you got to do is add to the broadcast instead of seeing what's in front of you.
Yeah. And I'd say the same thing about Tony Romo right now. I don't think really he adds a little more than Brady. But Romo, he does his usual, oh, Jim, did the Bills recover the ball or the Lions? Oh, we'll find out here.
Yeah, he still does that.
Yeah, it's a little annoying. So I found it interesting that the Falcons win this game over the Raiders, 15-9. And then I was like, all right, Kirk Cousins didn't play well. But when the next day, Raheem Morris was like, I am non-committal on any quarterback. I'm like, whoa, we're really doing this? We're really doing this? And sure enough, they did. They're going with Michael Penix the last 3 games of the season while this team is in the playoff hunt. And the irony of this thing is it had to be the Raiders. They won the game, but it wasn't enough for Raheem Morris and the rest of that coaching staff to be content with Kirk Cousins to lead them to the playoffs with the last 3 games of the season. Why is it ironic? Because out of all the teams that could have benefited from Michael Penix being available, it would have been the Raiders. Like, let's flip things around. Does it make more sense for like both quarterbacks on the Falcons right now? Did it make more sense for Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix to be on the Raiders than both of those guys on the Falcons? I would say, yeah. I don't think you needed both. But with the way that the season's going now, I understand why they drafted Michael Penix. I just thought that they had other needs. I didn't think it was that terrible of a move, but at the same time, they could have used more pass rush. They could have got Dallas Turner or somebody else in the draft. My thing is, I don't like this move because I think it's a little premature. I think that while Kirk Cousins has not played well, I think you could see what happens the last 3 games of the season. I think I would trust a veteran more than a rookie right now to salvage the season and get them to the playoffs. I have, in the past, like Dante Winter was talking about it today, like Brian Hoyer was doing a great job for the Cleveland Browns. And then they started Johnny Manziel for whatever reason, and then they lost the rest of their games. I remember when Jake Plummer was playing pretty well for the Denver Broncos, and then they sat him in favor of Jay Cutler, and they missed the playoffs. This rarely goes in the favor of a rookie quarterback, and it's so late in the season. Why now are we, sacrificing the season with Michael Penix? You signed Kirk Cousins to a long-term contract. Why not just let the season play out, and then if you realize this is not the guy, make the switch in the offseason? I think this is really premature to do this.
He's thrown 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
How are you? What? Okay, I would rather die on the hill of having Michael Penix as my quarterback, potentially getting this team to the playoffs. Like, I'd ride it out with Kirk. What kind of benefit does that give you?
Guy that's been there before.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of. Not sort of. He's done it.
But he looks terrible right now, Derek. He looks awful. He looks awful.
I'd still, okay, but let's see how bad he is against the New York Giants.
Maybe it is, but I didn't see anything wrong with it. As a matter of fact, I thought it was you've already heard me earlier on in the season. I thought they were going to put Michael Penix in earlier. I thought it was going to be like by week 5. And Kirk came out firing. But there's got to be something with his confidence. I think the Falcons are seeing just a Cousins that's shook right now.
That could be the case. I did look at moments where I'm like, man, Kirk does not look like he's really into this game right now.
No. I also like how Walter's commenting on the YouTube chat, even though he's like 5 minutes behind on the pod.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, Walter sometimes has texting issues. Like, he'll send me like something like 5 times in a row where I'm like, Walter, stop. He's like, oh, sorry, my phone's fucked up. But yeah, Walter's like, he's like responding to things that happened like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you would come back for a little screw.
I don't even remember
Walter,
what that's a reference to.
The fucking the car stuff that we talked about at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
You're late to the game, my friend.
Oh my God.
Classic Walter. But yeah, I just think that this move, I wouldn't have done this with how much you invested in Kirk Cousins. Michael Penix is going to be there. I would have just you have games against the Giants, the Commanders, which could have been interesting for Kirk Cousins to go back to Washington, and then you had the last game of the season against the Panthers. Now the Buccaneers have a game up on you, but yeah, I would have let it play out with Kirk Cousins, and now it's clear that he's not going to be around next season. So
that's also that's another thing. I do agree with you on that front. I do think for the sake of on the field, like, you shouldn't be keeping him in there because he just looks terrible. But for the sake of off the field stuff, the hell was the point of a 4-year contract?
I know.
Hey, let's give you
it seems nuts now.
Let's give you 4 years, $180 million, and by the way, we are going to bench you after 14 games. How does that feel, Kirko?
Yeah, I feel bad for Coop.
Terrible for Coop. Bonfire is going to be so sad.
Well, now they got to find a new place because I can't imagine Kirk Cousins wants to come back to this team to be a backup.
No.
So it's another season where it was 2 years ago with Derek Carr. Last year it was Russell Wilson. Now I feel this is the same thing with Kirk Cousins with the Falcons. Not that he's going to be deactivated the last 3 games. He's going to be the backup. But yeah, they're going to eat a lot of salary. He has a no trade clause. I don't see him accommodating the Falcons in a trade. And also, I don't see any team willing to trade for his contract. It's ridiculous. So the Falcons, if I can find my phone, where the hell did I put my phone? The hell? Oh, there it is. This is the ramifications of benching Kirk Cousins. I had here. Tom Pelissero. The Falcons could release Kirk Cousins before March 16th and put it as a post June 1st designation or a no post June 1st designation. They would owe him $27.5 million guaranteed and have $65 million in dead cap. If they do it as a post June 1st designation, they still owe him $27 million, but they spread the dead cap over 2 years. I think that's the most likely scenario, is they're going to release him this offseason, and he'll have to go find a new job. Whether that's a starting job, I don't know. I could see him with the Cleveland Browns and waiting for Deshaun Watson to return because he has familiarity with Kevin Stefanski when they were in Minnesota together. But, and I'm not saying this. There is no scenario where you would take you would take Kirk Cousins over Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's going to get paid. Whether you like it or not, Brock Purdy will get a new contract. Is it going to be in the range of 55 to 65? Yeah, most likely it is. And I don't agree with that, but I don't agree with the amount of money that Jordan Love or Trevor Lawrence got or Tua Tagovailoa, but that's just the fucking market right now. So there's no scenario to me where you're getting rid of Brock Purdy and you're trading for Kirk Cousins. I don't see how that's an upgrade. I will entertain the idea of maybe having Kirk Cousins as a backup quarterback to Brock Purdy, but that would lead to so much bullshit of, oh, Brock's not cutting it. Now it's time to go to Kirk. That would just lead to a lot of bullshit. I think then 49ers should just stay away from Kirk Cousins, to be honest.
I do like when you bring up things that are clearly brought up on sports. I haven't seen anything with Cousins to the 49ers. Is that
people are talking about it? People are talking about it.
Who's been talking about it?
Another show.
Oh, another show. Okay, gotcha. Maybe if this was 3 or 4 years ago. And I look, here's the thing, AJ, I don't agree that you have to give Brock the big money before this coming season. Well, that'd just be bad business, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like, I mean, dude, like
you franchise tag him, then what? He has a great season, and you pay him potentially even more than whatever his market value is, because guys like CJ Stroud are going to be coming in and probably resetting the market again.
Not only CJ, this offseason, they're probably going to give Josh Allen a new deal. So whatever Brock Purdy makes will pale in comparison to what Josh Allen makes. If we all are freaking out over Brock Purdy potentially getting $60 million, watch Josh Allen get 70.
Yeah, dude's playing like Superman right now. He's looking like a $70 million per year quarterback. Yep. I just the Brock Purdy thing. I don't know. We could save that for another day, but I don't think Kirk is going to go to the Niners. I don't think the Niners want him, and they won't want to take that on. And it is also ironic how you connected the Falcons.
Don't you think?
And how you connected what's it called? How you connected the Falcons to
the Raiders?
The Raiders, Michael Penix. Well, now the Falcons are just going to end up like the Raiders were back in the early 2010s when they were just hamstrung by a bunch of dead cap money and couldn't pay anybody. Eventually, they came out of the woodwork and then had that huge offseason where they signed Donald Penn, initially Roger Saffold, and he didn't pass the physical. I forgot.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the fiasco.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was a team in the Falcons that were like, we're ready to compete. We're going to be good. We're going to take over the NFC South. We went and got Justin Simmons and Matt Judon and Kirk Cousins. We were ready to take this division. And now it's like, we're going to have to temper things back a little bit and now win with the rookie quarterback. Because 3 games isn't enough for me. Like, it's going to be a whole new thing for him next season. So I thought they handled this pretty poorly, to be honest with you. To be honest, I think that, I don't know, man. I would have played it out with Kirk and maybe had a QB competition between Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. But you could have easily just waited till the offseason to do this. I would have let it play out with a veteran quarterback. I know he's not playing well, but you have no idea what you're getting in Michael Penix right now. And I liked him a lot in college. I thought he was the second best quarterback in this draft behind Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams hasn't improved. So I think it's asking a lot of a rookie quarterback with 3 games to play.
Dude, it feels easy. Like that whole situation, it feels like so stupid. Such a bad way of doing business. You draft a quarterback within the top 10, and then you paid another quarterback 4 years, $180 million. There had to have been some miscommunication in the building. There had to have been, like, I know Kirk was a great teammate, and I mean, look, he's impossible not to love, but God, someone had to have been at odds in that building saying, why the hell are you drafting Penix right now? Was it Arthur Blank? Like, there's got to be something that comes out about that whole offseason, because I can't imagine that one organization would be in 100% agreement to do that.
I doubt they were, but the way that they've drafted the last few years, they've drafted playmakers on offense and then gone in the later rounds to get other players. They value, I think, offensive guys. They drafted Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and now Michael Penix. So I think they just wanted to. I think that's what they value. I think that's what. What's his name? Who's the GM of the Falcons?
Still Fontenot?
Yeah, Terry Fontenot. I think that's just how he rolls. He just wants offensive playmakers in the first round.
Yeah, that makes no sense, man. I think that's just
especially when you didn't get Matt Judon until training camp. Like, I thought they could have done other things with that first round pick, but we'll see how it goes. I I don't know. Yeah, interesting moves by Terry Fontenot. All right, let's do some quick hits.
Ooh.
Go around the league, and then we'll pick games for Week 16 in the NFL. But before we do that, little hot sauce.
A little hot sauce. Okay, I already poured mine out. You got the so you got the experience one?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
little Pepper X.
Okay, I got the same thing too. It's on risotto. What? It's on risotto.
That's gotta be the weirdest thing you've ever put this on.
I made risotto tonight, and it's all I got.
All right, Steven's got some hot sauce on Steven risotto. I got it on a chip. Let's do this thing.
All right.
I think Walter's still behind.
Steven Risotto.
Good dude, that's Steven Risotto.
Yeah, he's working in 95.7 tomorrow. I'm going to tell him I made risotto and I called it Steven Risotto.
Okay. Ooh, it's been a while.
Oh my God. Oh, this is too much. Give me
All
more.
right.
Give me more. That's some good risotto.
Okay. Now Walter's up to speed. Oh, that crunch is sexy. Thanks, Walt. Thanks for catching up. Bills and Lions. 2 weeks in a row where the Bills have scored 40 and given up 40. And they had a great game plan for the Lions. Stop the run and put up points on them. We're just eating more risotto?
It helps. It helps the creaminess.
Yeah.
It helps.
And they just need more chips.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, good sound effects.
Thanks, man. Yeah. That is good fondue.
No, I thought the Bills played incredible.
Oh.
I think teams are gonna have a hard time stopping the Lions' offense, especially in that dome. But the way they were able to run the football, and the way that Josh Allen was able to run the football, I mean, that's a recipe. They stopped the Lions' run. They made Jared Goff have an unbelievable day. Like, how often are you going to lose a game throwing for almost 500 yards and 5 touchdowns? And then earlier in the season, throw 5 interceptions and win a game. Crazy.
Yeah.
But this game was lost to me when Dan Campbell, look, I think he's a great coach, but god damn does he do questionable shit. So the onside kick. Like, what are you doing? You're up by 10 with 12 minutes left. Now that must be where he's like, I don't think our fucking defense can stop them at all. So I need to steal a possession. But he said he regretted it, but I think that was a terrible move. Matt Collins was wearing shoes and got the onside kick. Went up 38 yards.
Dude.
And they scored immediately. So that's where I think the game was ended.
His reaction, though. His reaction in the postgame when he's just like, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That's the best answer you could have given. It like in Duck Dynasty. You remember Duck Dynasty?
I remember Duck Dynasty.
Shout out to
one of the guys was teammates with Ken Stabler in Alabama.
Really? Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. And the brother, like one time, I forgot what they were doing, but they were having like this competition where they were trying to make something. I don't think they were duck whistles or whatever. It was something else. And then the main guy ended up winning. And the brother looks at the camera, just deadpan. And the other one did something that he should have done. And he just goes, I wish I'd have thought of that. That's exactly what Dan Campbell reminded me of after that game.
Well, Dan Campbell.
I wish I didn't have done that. I didn't have done that. Okay, he doesn't sound like that.
Yeah, it sounded like Forrest Gump there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the other clip I sent you of Dan Campbell going on 9-7-1 in Detroit?
Oh God, yeah. Okay, actually, real quick, can I kind of? I don't want to like preface it, and I was like wondering whether I should talk about this before or after, and I just made a split decision talking about it before.
Okay.
I watched this documentary on Winston Churchill. I'm on the middle of it. I'm in the final episode. It's on Netflix. It's called Churchill at War, right?
Yeah.
And after the Blitz and everything, after the Battle of Britain, he was trying to recruit the U.S., the United States, to participate in World War II. And everyone was really against it, people picketing and all that. But the way that he did it was through communication, and we gravitate to that. And that's exactly what happened when he was luring FDR, trying to get the United States to join in to fight Nazi Germany.
That's basically what the King's Speech is about. Or sorry, the King's Speech, right?
I don't know if it's the King's Speech, but it is a different.
Well, yeah, but like what's the King's Speech about? Like Colin Farrell's character,
right? Well, Colin Firth, he's trying to like get over
Firth,
his stutter, and it's a whole thing. But yes,
yeah, but he's trying to follow up Winston Churchill. Sorry.
Point being, though, you're right. People do they gravitate towards that, to people who talk in a certain way. And Winston Churchill saying, like, we're going to defend our island, we're going to fight in the air, fight in the ocean, fight in the land, whatever the cost may be, whatever the popular speech is. So it's just really funny how they gravitated to that back in like the 1940s. And in 2024 now, this is what everyone was getting hyped about. Everyone's responding to this, saying, I would run through a brick wall for Dan Campbell. I'm a believer in the Lions. That's what people, it's just really
Let's
funny.
Let's eat some fucking moldy bread.
It's just really funny to think of people in historical context and those guys. And then this is the type of communication that people are gravitating towards. This audio courtesy of 97.1 The Ticket.
Happens is, you win 11 in a row, and you lose, and then the sky falls. And I hate to say it, but we're not going to be able to win 11 in a row again for the rest of this season. We're just not going to be able to do it. And, what happens is you get used to eating filet, and I'm talking to all of us, and everything's good. Life's good, but you forgot what it was like when you had nothing and you ate your fucking molded bread, and it was just fine. And it gave you everything you needed. And sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth and remember what it used to be like to really appreciate where you are. And we'll do that. And so we got a bad taste in our mouth. We got kicked around the other day. We lost a few guys. And you know what? It's exactly what we needed. This is exactly what we needed. So we're going to bounce back. We're going to respond. We got guys that are about to have an unbelievable opportunity here. And we will play the game any way needed to win. We still got a good offense. We got plenty of defensive players. I can go rattle them off right now. We're going to put the best 11 on the field. We're going to freaking cut it loose. We're going to play with our special teams. And I don't give a crap if we got to win by 1 point for the rest of the year. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to be happy about it. We come out of the game with 50 yards of total offense and we win by 1, you're going to see smiles on my face. I promise you. All right. If it's the other way defensively, we give up 700 yards and we win by 1 point, you're going to see a fucking smile from my ear to ear. All right. I can promise you. So we're going to find a way and we're going to get it done.
2 F-bombs and 1 radio hit. Kyle Shanahan, top that.
And stuff.
I mean,
fucking moldy bread and stuff.
I think that it's a great speech, fucking moldy bread. That's how I remember it. I'll say also, he sounds a little scared. Yeah. I would say that he's like, shit. Yeah, I gotta get these guys motivated. But the truth is, they are decimated by injuries. Decimated. Mick McNeil, their defensive tackle, he's out for the season. Carlton Davis broke his jaw, out for the season. This one hurts the most. David Montgomery. If he's not able to go for the rest of the season, that running game is fucked. They need the 1-2 punch, Sonic and Knuckles. Gibbs is a great player. I don't know if he could be the bell cow. That is devastating. So,
well, Gibbs is mostly the bell cow, right?
I mean, he has more carries, but David Montgomery gets the hard yards.
From what I've seen, though, I mean, he's going to get like your classic just line up under center and do all these different things. But they use Jahmyr Gibbs way more. But I do agree with you. Like, they need him in these bruising situations where they just need to pick up a few yards. Gibbs might not always be able to give them that. Gibbs is just, he's so explosive, can give them such big plays. And Montgomery was always in the short yardage situations, So, yeah, that was a huge one, man. And that was like right at the end of the game.
Yeah. No, that's devastating. So,
I still dude that, but to your point, I did get big like Will Ferrell from Old School vibes, Frank the Tank vibes from that. We got to keep our composure, okay?
You can't freak out there.
Can't freak out there. Just smashing chairs into lockers.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Campbell's trying to rally the troops. He knows the situation. Like, I love where he's like, like, the best part is him being like, we got a great offense, and I can name some of our defensive players.
We also play special teams.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's just
throwing lines and just throwing cliche, motivate the boys lines in there.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, I mean, I get it. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. I think that I still see them winning the division. I still see them winning out, actually, too. I could see them getting the number 1 seed, but I don't know. I mean, offensively, I don't think they're missing a beat. Now, yes, the running game may suffer a little bit, and that's their bread and butter of how they score points or how they just move their offense around, and that's how Jared Goff's effective. But yeah, right now you may have to think that the Eagles or even the Vikings or the Packers or anybody else in that conference may catch them in the NFC.
Right. But I think they could weather the storm, though. I really do. And if they do happen to land the number 1 seed in the NFC, well, by that time, they actually play a playoff game. Anzalone will be back. So I know you're not going to have the same defensive line. You're probably not going to have the same pass rush. But if you at least have Terrion Arnold, who's sometimes gotten beat this year, Kirby Joseph, and then, in my opinion, their best defensive player in Brian Branch, and then you bring Anzalone into the mix, I think they can actually survive. But without David Montgomery, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might be difficult. It's
funny. I'm not even like questioning the defense, but that offense has been running like a well-oiled machine, but with most of their players healthy. I don't know. And look, man, they ran into a red-hot Josh Allen, and they almost won that game had it not been for the onside kick, which just killed everything. So,
yeah,
it's crazy that they were even close in that one. God, can you imagine if they didn't take that onside kick? You're still up by 2 scores, potentially have a chance to win the game anyway, and you do it potentially without getting your running back hurt.
Yeah,
it could have been.
I agree, man. I thought that the onside kick was questionable, really questionable.
It was. We can say it. It was dumb.
It was dumb.
It was dumb.
It was. I mean, everybody praised Dan Campbell the week before for going for it on 4th down 5 times. In this game, I thought it was a dumb decision to be that aggressive.
Doesn't have Gruden feeling nicey. Can tell you that.
It's not going to be in my nicey videos this week, man. Sometimes I'm all about dreams, but this week I'm about nightmares. You see that one?
Yeah. It's all getting a little too corny now. There's a
no. Hey,
there's an overload of Gruden, and
I don't know if it's an overload, but I will say
it is for me.
Okay, fair enough. But I think that when he's gone to Barstool now, he's gotten the inflections right. I cracked up when last week when he was like talking about like, I love when people have good performances, good coaching performances. It's got me feeling really nicey. It's like it's just like the way he does it. It's like you know you're being funny. You know you're being funny. Did Josh Allen separate himself for MVP?
I think he has, but I'm also tired of the conversation because it feels like we have to denigrate someone else just so we could prop up whoever we think the MVP should be. Like I'm seeing a lot of this Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has had a better season than Josh Allen. It's like, no, they're 2 exceptional quarterbacks, and Josh Allen is just looking like Superman. I don't really know what else to tell you other than he has been just not single-handedly, because James Cook has been fantastic as well, but Josh Allen has been doing this with I don't care what anyone says. The trio of Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and Mac Hollins, it's good, but it's not like
Amari Cooper's there too.
Amari Cooper, but he didn't even get any targets.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's not elite. Dalton Kincaid, the weapons that he has, they're fine, but a lot of what they're doing right now is based off of what Josh Allen's been able to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that he's been doing the most with the less talent this season. And I was wondering, would the offense click as much as a season ago with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis? And I think it's gotten better. They've really emphasized the run a lot more. And Josh Allen just finds the open guy. It's really on Josh. So for that standpoint and what they've done this season, Yeah, I like even the losses this season don't seem that bad. They lost the Ravens, the Texans, and the Rams, so they all seem like playoff teams to me. And the impressive win of going into Detroit and scoring 48 points. Yeah, I would say Josh Allen is your MVP at the moment. However, Lamar Jackson is having a really impressive year. It's got me feeling nicey. Throwing 5 touchdown passes against the New York Giants last week. He's got MVP-like stats that he should have had a year ago. Now, I'm not saying that Lamar Jackson shouldn't have won MVP a year ago, but you look at his stats and like, oh, that's not really great. But he won it the last few weeks by beating the Dolphins and then beating the Niners. So it was impressive what Lamar Jackson did. But yeah, I would say what Josh Allen is doing is a little more impressive. I don't care about the head-to-head stuff. I mean, you look at it too. Joe Burrow was having an amazing season. He threw 3 touchdown passes in a win over the Tennessee Titans. But I don't think, and Copes brought this up to me, like, do you think Joe Burrow would get MVP votes? Yes, he might. But no way in hell do I think that Joe Burrow is deserving of MVP. He's playing like an MVP, but unfortunately his team doesn't have enough wins. And in years past, the likes of Drew Brees almost throwing for 5,000 yards, but having an 8-8 season, I don't think you can justify Joe Burrow being a top 3 MVP candidate. Right now, I would go Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley.
If I could, I'd give co-MVPs, honestly, because I think one way or another, you could find a way in which either Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen got snubbed. Like, I just think they've done so many things this season, and
yeah,
I know we're supposed to have this conversation for the sake of it, but like they've just been so good. I'd probably choose Josh Allen right now, but God, even with Lamar and the talent that he has too, what I can't really pick between the two. I'd give them co-MVPs if I could.
The last time we had co-MVPs, it was a tie. You remember?
Oh God. Oh,
20 years ago.
20 years ago, 2004. I don't remember who.
Peyton Manning and Steve McNair.
That's right. Yes, obviously.
And I didn't think Steve McNair should have won MVP that year. Had a good late comeback wins, but that was Peyton Manning's award.
I didn't have a strong opinion at that time either. I was 10.
Fair enough. But not like I had a strong opinion either. I don't even know if I was paying attention to football back then, to be completely honest. Patrick Mahomes not in the MVP conversation, but I think we have MVP fatigue from him, and that's why I think maybe Lamar Jackson doesn't get MVP, because I think there's probably going to be MVP fatigue from him, and that Josh Allen hasn't gotten it yet. But Mahomes and the Chiefs win their game against the Cleveland Browns 21-7. It's not so much the game, but what happened in the game where Mahomes hurts his ankle. It's a high ankle sprain. And when I saw him get hurt, I was like, he's not going to miss the game. He's not going to miss the game. It's on a short week on Saturday. And sure enough, like everyone's like, oh, he could miss Carson Wentz. Even if Carson Wentz plays, I like me some Carson Wentz. You know that, Steven.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, once upon a time, he was really good. But given him playing in playoff games with high ankle sprains and taping it up, he's been a full participant in every practice this week. There's no chance in hell Patrick Mahomes is not playing in this game.
No, it's Mahomes, dude. We've seen Mahomes. This happens with Mahomes every year. Comes up limping, gets hit hard, and then he comes back into the game. He's as tough as they get. This is why we consider him one of the all-time greats, maybe the greatest of all time, just because he wins, and this dude plays through pain. Like, he has that old school toughness to him. It doesn't feel like he's that. There's a lot of quarterbacks nowadays where even with Josh Allen, like as soon as they get hit, they're looking for the flag, like immediately, even as they're on the way down, just because they know something might be illegal. And Mahomes does that same thing, but it feels like Mahomes would have survived just fine if we were playing in like the 2000s during the you got jacked up ESPN Tom Jackson era. Someone was actually replaying one of those earlier this week, and literally a dude was doing the fencing pose after Nnamdi Asomugha a hit, and Tom
I remember that.
Tom Jackson's like, you got jacked up.
God, times are different, man. Times are different.
This dude's just like, oh my god. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
just Chris Berman. Everybody's be like, he probably shit his pants.
Yeah.
I think he shit himself.
Yeah.
Speaking of tough quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers getting some offense with the Jets. And Devontae Adams coming up big, almost 200 yards receiving. Good win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he's not letting anything get to him. Nothing let anything get to him.
Mm-mm.
Ryan Clark can say what he wants to say, and Aaron Rodgers lets it just roll off his back.
Yeah.
Thought that was a little too much today.
It's just starting to like you again, Rodgers. It's just starting to like. Oh, I don't even want to talk about him. Can we move on from him?
Are you going to watch Enigma?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if I care that much.
No, I'm not. I don't need to. I don't need, like, I'm tired of it. It's too much. An oversaturation sensation.
Fair enough.
It's like, I really don't care about the vax thing anymore, dude. You're still bringing that up. I know you might have been joking, but like this whole big pharma psyop, like anyone who uses the word psyop, I don't want to hang out with you.
Is that supposed to be Cyclops?
No, it's like I forgot what it means. I think it's short for something, but it's like,
all right.
It's just,
I probably don't care.
I can't stand him.
That's the way I mean, honestly, dude, I'll watch him on Sundays. I don't care to listen to him during the week.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah, but he looked like the old Rodgers a little bit. I don't know if he's going to come back and play for the Jets, but we'll see. Texans win the AFC South again, picking off Tua 3 times. And CJ looks a little more comfortable with Nico Collins. But if I had to say right now, I'm not expecting the Texans to go on a long playoff run. I think they're probably as far as the division champions, they probably are the weakest team because you'll see the Chiefs, the Bills, Steelers may win the AFC North or the Ravens. I would take those 2 teams over all 4 of those teams over the Houston Texans right now.
I think I would too. I'm actually more interested in what's happening with the Dolphins. Because I really, the Texans have taken a step back, yet they still got a 90% chance of getting into the playoffs. How's that even happening? But
they're already in. They clinched with the
division. Yeah. With the Dolphins, though, the hell's going on? I saw this stat from Field Yates.
Field Yates.
Do you know how many catches over 30 yards Tyreek has? Or
one?
Or the last time? Yeah, the last time he had one over 30 yards. That was week 1.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with this offense? I know they missed out on Tua for a little bit, but they've had him back, and Tyreek's he hasn't looked like a cheetah. He's looked more like a sloth.
Yeah. I think that the same way that it's funny that they're playing each other this weekend. The same way that Kyle Shanahan needs to reinvent himself this offseason is the same thing with Mike McDaniel.
I was wondering about that.
Reinvent Kyle?
Yeah. Because we just act like we all know football, the ins and outs and everything.
Don't we?
What if he did try to reinvent himself and it just didn't work?
You mean like this offseason? Like he already tried to?
Yeah, this offense. He tried. I mean, like I know that they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, but Jordan Mason was obviously really good. Ended up being the 4th leading rusher in the NFL by the time McCaffrey came back. But they're not running as much play action. They're trying to do different things. What if he's tried to reinvent himself and it just didn't work?
That I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like I really don't. But what if
because then you would have a bunch of like the Brian Baldingers or Greg Cosell's or guys that watch the tape every week be like, Kyle's crazy this year. I think it was more like he did the same stuff a year ago that worked and he's doing it again and now it's not working. But I will say,
I'm more talking about the play action numbers. Their offense is predicated on play action, and their numbers are way down this year in terms of the percentage of plays in which they call play action. And you could call that a product of what they're putting on the field, but when you had a running back as good as Jordan Mason was, like, how aren't you using that to your disposal? And I'm not saying that's maybe Kyle reinventing himself. Maybe he was just going with the game flow, and it just so happened that he came out with a lower play action percentage than he normally does. Maybe it's not a case of him reinventing himself. I was just trying to look, because we've just been talking about that all season. Kyle needs to do this. The league's caught up to him. He needs to change up his offense. He needs to stop doing these little screen passes to Debo, blah, 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 blah. Like, what if he tried and it's just not working and we're just not seeing it?
Well, one thing I did suggest is maybe he does need an offensive coordinator to help him a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying someone that calls the plays, because I don't like it when guys like Kevin Stefanski are like, oh, the offense is struggling. Let me give it to Ken Dorsey. No, that's you, man. You got this job based on calling plays. Call the plays. But like, Sean McVay has an OC. Matt LaFleur has an OC. Andy Reid has an OC. Mike McDaniel has an OC. Clay Kubiak is basically the pass game coordinator, but maybe he should get the title of offense coordinator to help, elevate the offense a little bit more with Kyle. I did bring this up with Steve today, and Steve just goes, oh, bro, no. I mean, yeah, like, the whole point of like when offensive play callers get OCs, they have guys that trust them. But yeah, no, Kyle's a tough bastard, man. He's tough.
What a great answer.
Yeah.
Very insightful.
That's real. So basically what he's
guess.
saying is he doesn't want anybody to interfere with his offense, which I get, but we can go down that road more. Like, whatever. Kyle and Mike McDaniel will have to do something different this offseason.
His old roommate Dan Soder's having a better year than he is. That's for sure. Dan Soder having quite the season.
Roommate with who?
Mike McDaniel.
They went to school with each other?
They were best buds growing up in Colorado.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dan Soder, fiance to Katie Nolan?
Yeah.
Comedian. He's funny.
He's hilarious. Yeah, they used to be roommates too.
Yeah. Who do you think? I'm assuming Dan Soder was more smooth with the ladies than Mike McDaniel.
I'd have to assume so.
Yeah, because I can see Mike McDaniel just charming them with his.
We also got to remember that
I don't know what Tyreek meant by that tweet.
Mike McDaniel's in a different era now. I don't even recognize the Mike McDaniel that we used to know back with the 49ers.
Well,
he still got that wit, but it's more the look. Miami got him,
Yeah, Miami definitely got him. But what about you've seen the look of Mike McDaniel when he was like a water boy for the Broncos, where he's got like the incubus earrings?
Yeah, dude, he looked like he just got back from Woodstock '99.
Yeah, good times. Well, not good.
Just like
not good times at Woodstock '99, actually.
No,
terrible times.
Mm-hmm. How many of y'all hate NSYNC?
Oh, by the way. Oh, man, the lead singer of Creed? Fuck that guy. Apparently, Fred Durst, we can talk about a pop culture catch-up. Fred Durst is in this movie, Y2K. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
The Kyle Mooney movie?
Yeah.
Kind of want to check it out, but I don't know about Fred Durst as the cameo. What do you think about teams that score with no time remaining that are home going for 2 to win the game, as the Saints did against the Commanders?
Dude, I didn't even see this. What the hell happened?
So the Commanders went up 17-0. They're leading this game for most of the game. I think they're up 17-0 by the third quarter, and then they kind of go through a lull, and the Saints catch up, and they score with no time remaining to make it 20-19. They could have kicked an extra point to go to OT. Instead, they go for 2 and don't get it. Commies win by 1. In that situation, I know earlier this year, you and I criticized Todd Bowles for not going for 2 against the Chiefs to win that game. However, when you're home and a team is not doing well offensively, they're hitting a lull, I think you could afford to go to OT. So that's what I would have done if I was the Saints.
Guess I would have too.
All right.
I
the
got
Bucks
nothing on that one.
No, fair enough. It's all good. I know when to keep it rolling, Steven.
Yeah.
Like Fred Durst, rolling. Bucks rout the Chargers. They scored 27 unanswered points the second half. I gotta give credit to the Bucks, man, and Baker Mayfield. They're doing their damn thing. I always think they're never gonna make the playoffs, and they do. And the Chargers are kind of leaking oil right now themselves. I still think they make the playoffs, but yeah, Bucks are for real. They're probably gonna win this NFC South.
Why does Justin Herbert have to do this at the end of every season?
Just have a shit sandwiches a game.
Looks like a type of guy that has an underrated MVP candidacy going on throughout the regular season. Then towards the end, there's just times where you're like, Justin, what's going on?
I never really thought Justin Herbert was an MVP this season.
Well, no, but like there's points where you're like, man, he's looking like, or not this year, but he's looking like he has potential to be one in the future. Like this is the Justin Herbert we wanted. He hasn't even thrown 3 touchdowns in a single game this year, which is crazy. But this one, like, I don't know, man. There's just these times where he's just confusing. You don't know what to make of him.
Well, I'd also say this Chargers defense is not as good as we thought it was when they were beating up on bad teams, and now they're playing better teams and they're getting exposed a little bit.
Right.
But I think I'm disappointed in Harbaugh and the Chargers because you see who he brought out for his honorary captain on Sunday last week?
That.
Oh, Steven, you're gonna be disappointed you didn't see this.
Oh.
It's one of Jim Harbaugh's favorite people. Who was one of Jim Harbaugh's favorite people? You know it.
I don't know who.
He brought his dad to a taping of it.
Oh my God. What?
Judge Judy was an honorary captain for the Chargers.
Forgot about that. He brought Judge Judy onto the field.
Judge Judy. She lives in L.A. It was easy.
Why?
Because he loves Judge Judy. She gets the job done.
All right.
The Broncos win over the Colts.
Fucking Bengals going to bring out Jerry Springer next or some shit.
Well, Jerry Springer's dead.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, he's not. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I thought he was dead.
Oh, he's dead?
Is he dead?
Yes, he is. Oh, that's right. Good Lord. How did I forget that?
Thank you,
How
Jesse.
did I forget that? Good Lord. That's terrible.
Yeah, it'd be bad if they brought out Jerry Springer now. The Broncos and Colts. Broncos win the game despite Bo Nix throwing 3 interceptions. Nick Bonito getting another pick 6, I believe. I think I got one 2 weeks ago or a week ago against the Browns, whatever that time was. This game will be remembered for Jonathan Taylor dropping the ball before he scored.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing? And I needed Jonathan Taylor to fucking score in Tom's fantasy league. Tom Tolbert had to text me. I totally forgot that, he dropped the ball and I wasn't paying attention. Tom texted me. He's like, hey, I probably shouldn't get you a Jonathan Taylor Christmas jersey, huh? Or a jersey for Christmas. It's like, funny. I was the number 1 seed in his fucking fantasy league, Steven. I got knocked out by the 7th seed. The Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. How much did you lose by?
5 points.
Okay, God. Okay, so you got a case.
Oh, I got a case.
I didn't have a case.
I caught a case of the Blues.
Murder was the case?
That they gave me. The murder of my fantasy team, that is. Packers beat up on the Seahawks.
Yeah.
It just played defense and running the football with Josh Jacobs.
Seahawks just completely laid an egg, man. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was a bad performance by them. They weren't able to stop the run. And Geno Smith got hurt, and you saw Sam Howell play pretty bad. I thought that maybe they benched Geno Smith for him at one point, but yeah, not an upgrade. It sounds like Geno Smith will be back this week, though, so we'll see what happens when they play the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monday night, the Vikings sweep the Bears, and Sam Darnold, he probably won't get MVP votes, but probably comeback player of the year. They're playing great, and Caleb Williams just on the sideline, just leaning to the right or left and just looking awkward.
Oh, God, that looked like that was painful, though.
That was hard to watch.
When he took that hit. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vikings are a good team, man. And Sam Darnold him and Kevin O'Connell are a match made in heaven. Like, I know there's going to be Sam Darnold and whether they should pay him all this money. I don't know, but all I know is this season, those two have just made magic on the field.
Would you feel more comfortable paying Sam Darnold or Brock Purdy at this point?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what Sam Darnold looks like without Kevin O'Connell. I don't know what Brock Purdy looks like without Kyle Shanahan. How can I answer that?
Fair enough. Yeah, I would say Brock Purdy's going to get paid more money, but you could give Sam Darnold a 2-year, $40 million deal, and I think that's fine.
Although obviously we've seen Sam Darnold without Kevin O'Connell, but what would he look like with another coach, I guess is what I'm saying, beyond this year, not what he's done in the past.
I think if you put Sam Darnold in a Brian Daboll or Kevin Stefanski offense, I think he'd do fine. But I don't know if you're the Vikings, do you really want to go to J.J. McCarthy right away? You have a little wiggle room here.
Right. I don't know.
All right. So there you go. That's quick hits. And since we're not going to do a show this weekend, let's start picking games already, Steven, for a little thing we call wins or wangs. All right, let's do this. Tomorrow, Thursday, it gets going with a flexed Thursday night game between those AFC West teams, the Denver Broncos and LA Chargers. Chargers are favored by 3, over under 42.5.
Chargers are favored by 3. I don't feel like they should be, but Chargers favored by 3. And every time we've questioned the lines and why a team's favored, well, that team has gone on to win. So I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. I'll lay the points and give me the over.
Steven's going with the over. I'm taking the under, but I will take the Chargers, and I will lay the points coming off that stinker against the Bucks. All right, then we got the Saturday games. Oh, baby. Football, NFL football on a Saturday. We got the Houston Texans taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. It sounds like Patrick Mahomes is going to play. Chiefs are 3-point favorites, over under 41.5.
I just think the Texans have been that bad. There's not really any reason for them to play anymore. So give me the Chiefs, lay the points with them, and I'll take the under in this one.
I'm doing the exact same thing. I can't take the Texans against the best teams, and it sounds like Mahomes going to play. So, yeah, this is an easy one. Give me the Chiefs. Then we got a doozy after that. The Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 6.5-point favorites, over under 45.5.
I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to have the Steelers winning.
All righty. I'm going to take the Ravens to win, but give me that Pittsburgh cover and give me the under as well. Then we got the Sunday slate. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 7.5, over under 46.5.
I think Cincinnati's going to follow this up after Joe Burrow called the performance of his team embarrassing, and the fact that they are 6-8 and they're still talking the way that they're talking is embarrassing, according to what he said to Zach Taylor. Did you see that?
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah, it was after Chase Brown scored the touchdown. The camera picked up Joe Burrow saying it's fucking embarrassing because Zach Taylor's clearly telling him you shouldn't have scored, or maybe it's because of the missed extra point, because there was a mixed extra point there. But he said it was fucking embarrassing, and then John Boy did his breakdown, and you could see that he mouths that we're fucking 6-8. like this is embarrassing. So he was clearly.
I like it. I like it from Joey B.
But I do think they want to continue to stack up the wins. So I will lay the points with the Bengals, and you had 47.5.
Yes.
I'll take the under.
Or 46.5.
Oh, 46.5. All right, I'll take the under.
Same with me. I think that we got Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting for the Browns.
Yeah.
Give me
UCLA though.
Yeah, but not the best throw of the football. Give me the Bengals, lay the points, I'll go under. Speaking of rookie quarterbacks, Dorian Thompson-Robinson is not a rookie quarterback, but a QB change. We got the New York Giants going back to Tommy DeVito, I believe. Yeah, Tommy DeVito played last week anyway. What am I saying? Or wait, no, it's Drew Lock. Who gives a shit anyway? The Giants quarterback situation sucks.
He was DeVito. He was back up.
Yes. Drew Lock up against Michael Penix. Penix gets his first start ever. Falcons are 8.5-point favorites, over under 42.5.
I think the Falcons come away with the win, but I'll take the Giants to cover, and I will take I'll just take the over.
Steven's taking the over. I'm taking the under, and I feel the same way. Falcons win this game, but 8.5 with a rookie quarterback a little too much for me. I'm going to take that New York Giants cover.
Hello.
Then we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts, with the Colts 3.5-point favorites, over under 42.5. Anthony Richardson did not look good last week.
No, he did not. But the Titans, they got Mason Rudolph. So
yes,
I will take the Colts. I will lay the points, and I'll take the under.
Doing the exact same thing for the
Feels like
exact
a
same
zombie.
reason.
Yeah.
Arizona goes to Carolina, where Kyler Murray, and I guess at a press conference earlier today, was someone was like, how do you like playing in the cold? He's like, it's nothing to me. How cold is it going to be? The guy's like 35 degrees. Oh, shit, that's cold. Arizona favored by 4.5, and the over-under 46.5.
The Arizona is officially this year's box of chocolates team. You just don't know which you're going to get from the Cardinals.
The Forrest Gumps.
Yes, the Titans were that last year, and now you got the Cardinals this year. So I don't know which version of the Cardinals we're gonna get. I'll just take the home underdogs, and I think Bryce Young's rolling. I'll take the Panthers to win. Give me the over.
All right. I'm going to take the Cardinals. I'll lay the points, and I will go under on that 46.5. Then we got the LA Rams going to the New York Jets, with the Rams favored by 3 and over under 46.5.
Oh. God, the Jets did look good in that
Don't get fooled. I did it all season long, Steven. Don't get fooled by just one Jet win.
I'm gonna have the Rams win, but the Jets cover, and give me the over.
All righty. I'm laying the points with it's a 3-point spread, Steven. Good Lord. I'm taking the Rams to win. I'll lay the points, and I'll go over as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the Detroit Lions trying to sweep the Chicago Bears as they go to Shy City. The Lions are 6.5-point favorites, over under 47.5.
You got to think the Bears season's done. So lay the points with the Lions, and just, I don't know, their defense hasn't been playing that well. Lions offense going to put up points. Give me the over.
I got the Lions winning, but I like a little Chicago Bears cover. Give me the under. The Lions the Bears have played all of their division opponents pretty well at home this year. Then we got a good one, actually, in the NFC East. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Commanders. Phillies 3.5-point favorites, over under 45.5.
Ooh, lay the points with the Eagles, and I'll take the under.
I will take the over, and I'll go with the Eagles to sweep the Commies, and I'll lay the points. Then we got a doozy, my friend. Ooh, boy. Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Mac Jones versus, I believe, Desmond Ridder. It could be Aiden O'Connell. Who cares at this point? It's a straight-up pick 'em. And the over-under is 39.5.
I'll take the Raiders. Give me the over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to... Is it good for them to win?
No.
But to lose at home against Jacksonville?
Right now, you got the South Park Little League Bowl, where each team is trying to lose.
Give me the Raiders to win, but give me the under. This could be like a 16-13 type of game.
You're gonna have Mark Davis and Shad Khan fighting in the press box in their own suites. I'm the best around.
That'd be fantastic. Who that's what you do one day. Owner fights. Who do you think would win in a fight, Mark Davis or Shad Khan?
I think Shad Khan because of that mustache.
I like your rationale.
Yeah.
Then we got the 49ers taking on the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are 1.5-point favorites, over under 44.5.
Look, man, I mean, I think the 49ers looked a lot better with Greenlaw. I actually think they're going to walk away with the win here in Miami, as crazy as that sounds, and I'll take the under.
I'll take the over. I like where your head's at, Steven. I'm going to go with the Niners as well. I think Kyle Shanahan knows how to beat up on Mike McDaniel. So, yeah, give me the Niners. Give me the over. Then we got the New England Patriots going to Buffalo, where the Bills are 14-point favorites, and the over-under is 46.5.
Jesus. Drake May still the quarterback?
Yes.
I'll have them cover. I'll have the Bills win, and then give me the over.
All righty. I'm laying the points with the Bills, but I'm going under. Then we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Minnesota is 3-point favorites, and the over-under is 42.5.
Lay the points. Give me the over.
All righty. I'm going to go over as well, but I'm taking those Seattle Seahawks to win. So give me that.
How about that?
Then the Sunday night game. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Dallas Cowboys. Bucks are 4-point favorites, over under 48.5.
Yeah, give me the Buccaneers. I'll lay the points with them, and I'll take the under, though.
I'm going to go under as well. I always say I got to start respecting the Bucks, but I never do. Give me the Cowboys to win this game. I'm going to go under.
All right.
Yep. And then the Monday night game that we'll be having on the background during our broadcast on Monday.
Oh, no.
I know. But I'll be keeping track. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. The Green Bay Packers are 14-point favorites, and it's the New Orleans Saints. It's looking like Spencer Rattler, maybe. I have no idea. At the Green Bay Packers, 14-point favorites, over under 42.5.
Yeah, I lay the points with the Packers, and I'll just take the over.
I'm going to do the same thing. So there you go. Those are our picks.
There it is.
For week 16 in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
A little pop culture catch-up before we get out of here, Steven?
Oh, yeah.
Seen anything?
Derek, I have
Or
realized.
read anything? Listened to anything? We never talk about books.
Yeah, we never do talk about books or music or anything like that, even though music
I mean,
is
sometimes
like,
music.
even though I'm more into music than I am into movies, I guess. I've been listening to this guy called Norman Mann recently. He's a rapper. He's from Houston. He's sick. I recommend him. He's got like an old school flow to him. But the thing that we watched in terms of pop culture catch up, How the Grinch, we watched The Grinch last night, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Awesome. But we watched Jingle All the Way, and Jesse really put me onto this first and made me realize Arnold Schwarzenegger is the true villain in that movie. You think it's Phil Hartman, you think it's Sinbad. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger all the way.
No, you're right. He does everything to himself. He's a terrible father, but then he learns. He realizes that he needs to get a Turbo Man for Jamie to win his love. And he realizes that when he beats the shit out of that reindeer.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He's an animal abuser. He goes up and clearly ruins this parade that these people have worked so hard for. What'd you do with the choreography? And he's neglectful of his wife. He lies all the time to his kid, doesn't show up to any of his karate classes, yet the kid's obsessed with him. Like, I feel bad for his wife. She's in the middle of all that. I got this dad who didn't come, or I got this husband who completely lies to me. I got Phil Hartman on the other side who just wants to eat my cookies.
I mean, Rita Wilson will be fine. She's got Tom Hanks in real life.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, man, like Arnold is so bad, such a bad guy.
What about the guy that plays
you're
Booster?
my number one customer.
I'm so sorry, Liz. Or Sinbad in that movie is amazing. She had sex with everybody at the post office but me.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do? I'm gonna go up there to choke him. Just choke him. Shouldn't wear fur. Sorry.
I do love Sinbad in that movie. He's funny.
Or the goddamn dude, Gene Parmesan, that works at the radio station, where he's like, "Oh, you said you had a Turbo doll here. No. No, I did not. I said you will get a Turbo Man doll eventually."
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. Then obviously is the scene that we always talk about. These cookies are so good, Howard. I gotta get the recipe from Liz.
She's in the shower. You want me to check? Phil Hartman in that movie is just the perfect, like the neighbor that's such a good guy, but he's not. His intentions are not to be good, and he's just an asshole.
Yeah. The delivery of that line, though. He's,
these cookies.
I gotta get the recipe from Liz.
No, Jingle All the Way. I showed my little brother it the first time last year when it was just me and him hanging out for Christmas, and he was like, "This is a classic." And Jim Belushi. Wait, no, not Jim. James Belushi.
It's Jim.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, John Belushi, Jim Belushi, as the guy that's like the knockoff counterfeit.
Yep.
Mexican Turbo Man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's some assembly required.
And the dwarf who just stars in everything that needs like
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa, or of course in.
Oh
Seinfeld.
no, that's a different guy. Yeah. He's Mickey in Seinfeld. Yeah.
But he's also in Bad Santa too.
Is he?
I
want to say that's a different small guy.
Okay.
I haven't watched many Christmas movies this year yet. I'll get around to watching Christmas Vacation. I usually watch that. Me and my family will watch The Grinch, probably Elf. Home Alone's always good. Home Alone, yeah. We'll definitely. On Monday we'll save more Christmas movie talk.
Yeah, I don't know. We might not watch much more because we've kind of we've kind of burned through all the ones that we like.
Did you already get to Die Hard?
We haven't watched Die Hard.
You consider that a Christmas movie, right?
I don't know what I consider that, Derek. I consider that one of the sickest movies ever. And really, when it's perfect to watch after Love Actually, because Alan Rickman just totally screws over Emma Thompson in that movie. So
Never saw Love Actually.
You can watch Love Actually, and then you could turn on Die Hard, and then you can watch Alan Rickman in the actual fall if you want.
All right.
Obviously, you shouldn't really say that because Alan Rickman is dead in real life. So, yeah, you get a trifecta of Alan Rickman. You get Die Hard, you get Love Actually, and for whatever reason, Harry Potter. You just cozy up around the fire and you watch a little Harry Potter in the winter season. So we're watching that too.
I prefer Galaxy Quest. Yeah, I'll save my take on It's a Wonderful Life in comparison to being a Christmas movie than Die Hard. I'll save that for Monday.
Oh, Harold Clarence.
Larry. Oh, why you gotta play that piano? All right, real quick, I want to bring this up. I watched the first episode of It's in the Game. It is a EA Sports documentary on Amazon Prime about how they made Madden video games. And it's really about this dude, Trip Hawkins, who was the innovator at EA Sports to create Madden. And the whole process of John Madden being convinced. And, if you watch the documentary, it's hilarious where everybody's like, John Madden didn't want to do it at first. And then they started doing it. And then he's like, these fucking nerds better figure out how to get 11 guys on the field. And that's what I think this movie that David O. Russell is making is going to be more about than the Nicolas Cage biopic that it's kind of set up to be. I think it's going to be more like Air, where you don't really see Michael Jordan. You see the people at Nike that try to convince him to do the shoe deal and all the process of that. That's what I think this movie. Yeah, Sonny Vaccaro. That's what I think this movie is going to be more like. And I especially think that now because I don't think Nicolas Cage could do a full movie as John Madden. And I really wonder how this is going to work with the new casting that was just announced. I always thought that Nicolas Cage would make for a good Al Davis. Not going to happen. Christian Bale is going to be Al Davis in the John Madden movie. I don't know how long we're going to see him in the movie. The movie's supposed to be about him doing the video game. But if I'm just basing it off of Christian Bale and American Psycho, I think he could pull this off.
I was basing him on Batman. When I hired Lane Kiffin, I thought I was getting a young, dynamic, professional head coach. But instead, what I got was a professional liar. Let me show you on my overhead projector all the ways he screwed over me and the team.
Not bad. I'd say a little more Vince McMahon than Batman, but pretty good.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Yeah, same thing.
The flame that burns brightest is the will to win. Just win, baby.
No, I think that Christian Bale could pull off Al Davis.
Yeah. Dude, he pulled off Dick Cheney. He could do anything.
Yeah. The man's a fucking chameleon. So I could see him getting the voice down too. Yeah, I think Christian Bale could probably pull off Al Davis more than Nicolas Cage as John Madden.
For sure. Nicolas Cage has played such weird roles lately too. Can't believe he's taking. I still can't believe that one. Christian Bale made sense.
Yeah,
like you've seen a little dose of we've all seen The Fighter, right? The awesome movie with him and Mark Wahlberg,
Mark,
and the old Mickey Ward, the Ward family. He kind of had a Al Davis-y look in that movie, playing kind of a skinny, balding guy. I think he
more of a crackhead, but sure.
Well, yeah, but Al Davis he was still an imposing presence though in that movie, and I think that he can create that with Al. But it's funny, man.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And then I watched the 30 for 30 on the New York Sack Exchange. And it's a quick one. I think it's about an hour. And it doesn't really get into their playing days as much, more so how much they all hate each other. And I think we talked about it on the podcast at all, Steven. But that Mark Gastineau clip of him walking up to Brett Favre is the most uncomfortable thing I've seen in quite some time. It's funny because, you know, it's Gastineau being like, I'm getting my sack back, dude. And Favre's like, you probably hurt me. And look, we all know that Brett Favre has done some terrible shit lately. You know, the Mississippi welfare stuff. I think that's just awful. But he didn't deserve to have Mark Gastineau come up to him and be like, I want my sack back, man. You hurt me. The whole thing of like Brett Favre taking a dive for Strahan, it's 25 years old. What are we talking about? And I know that Favre admitted to it and everything, but like, I don't give a damn. So what? Strahan was close. And you know what? TJ Watt broke the record anyway. So this whole conversation's stupid. But watching the documentary, Mark Gastineau has some demons, my friend, and he gets into it in this documentary. And you can understand why he's sad and upset, and he's clearly dealing with some health stuff. His teammates hated him. He's just a sad man. So while I don't condone his behavior, I understand that he's going through some shit. And also
taking the side of Brett Favre.
In this situation, yes.
Brett Favre, yeah, exactly. Like that's how bad it is. Brett Favre seems to be the type of guy that's just like he hasn't done himself any favors in his post-playing career.
No, but like you see the video. The whole thing's hilarious. Where Brett Favre kind of looks like Homer Simpson in that meme where he's like, "All right, Mark, you're making me uncomfortable here."
Yeah.
And I have to believe that they've talked to each other. Like Mark Gastineau was always like the alumni of the Jets. Brett Favre played for the Jets. While we don't like to remember it, him sending dick pics and all that shit, I have to believe their paths crossed at some point prior to this. But yeah, if you watch the documentary, you feel for Gastineau. He's been through a lot. It's not anybody should that any child or any grown man should go through. It's pretty sad.
All right. What a ringing endorsement. I will
you should
get to my TV to watch this now.
Well, you should, because my man Meth is great at the narration.
Who?
Meth.
Oh,
sorry, Meth.
The homie Meth.
Yes, my man Meth.
Did you hear him in the new Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre album?
Method Man's in the new Dr. Dre Snoop Dogg album?
Yeah.
No, I will take a listen to that. I listened to the Jelly Roll Tom Petty song.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to it. It's fine. You know, like maybe this is just me being an old guy yelling at cloud here, but a lot of the new music that's come out, like it's not anything new. They're not transforming anything. Like I saw Dr. Dre say this is some of his best work ever. And it's like, all right, I listened to it. I'm just like, I'm going to go back and listen to The Chronic. I'm going to go back and listen to Doggy Style. Hell, I'm going to go back and listen to Malice in Wonderland. I'll go listen to Rhythm and Gangster. I'll go listen to some NWA. Like I don't need this new album. Like I'd rather just go back and listen to something else. I'll listen to it one time through. I don't know if I need to listen to it more than that.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. So whenever Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg are coming back together again, like, yeah, I want to listen to that. So I haven't listened all the way through. But the beats, they don't sound very Dre-like to me. That's my thing. You know. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're back together again and Dre's producing every song on the Snoop Dogg album. But like I said, you know, the Tom Petty song, you're sampling Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Right.
It's not really that great of a song.
No, I didn't think so. And Snoop doesn't need to be rapping anymore. Ernie, that's the Ernie too. This is what we're talking about. He said Snoop just dropped an album this week, and Dr. Dre. That's the album we're talking about.
Yeah, you're about as behind as Walter was.
It's not very good. Also, the album covers a condom.
I noticed.
These guys are what are they, mid-50s?
Yeah, and
you might as well have you might as well just have an album cover that just says vasectomy on it.
Or they could have just done like Doggy Style too.
I guess.
Still Doggy.
Yeah. But like if you look at like the Grammy nominations nowadays, like the music that's up there, it's a popularity contest. It always has been, but even back then, Skills just said Snip Dog.
It's not bad. It's not bad, Skills. Well done.
Dog. But even the music that's out now, I mean, a lot of it, you're getting the kind of female rappers in the rise. Like Doechie's is awesome. I think she's really unique. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I will say, Doechii, that performance on Late Night with Stephen Colbert, pretty good.
Yeah.
Now you were like, oh, this is like when Tribe Called Quest was on Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
I don't think anything could be like that again because people don't watch television like they used to.
Right. But I do think that kind of created a superstar because she also did an NPR Tiny Desk, and that was just as unique as well, which I highly recommend anyone listen to that. But I don't know. Some of the new stuff that's come out, like Kendrick's new album, like I have older stuff of Kendrick. I'd rather go listen to that. And, the stuff in like the Bay Area now, like Lil Russell, big fan of Lil Russell and what he's doing. And you hear guys like Richie Rich come out. I think it's Richie Rich or it's Be Legit or one of these guys. They come out and talk about like it's a ethereal. Like that was the word they used to describe what Lil Russell's events are like in Vallejo, like these parties that he has at his house. But me personally, like I try listening to it. It's not music you can really listen to for hours on end. And I don't think we've had that for quite a while. Yeah. Yeah.
No. Can't say I've listened to or really know any of the stuff that you just said, Stephen. But
Lil Russell, man.
Yeah, I don't know Lil Russell.
He's got great bars, but Lil Russell.
Oh, Lil Russell, sorry.
But he's from Vallejo and he does these concerts in his backyard. And they're really uplifting. They're very inclusive. You got people of all walks of life who are attending these things, and it's really cool how music can bring people together like that. But at the same time, like I think it's good. I don't think it's like amazing. I don't think it's like gonna shift the paradigm in hip hop. I just don't like. I mean, and like Larry June is super popular right now. Larry June he's cool, but he just sounds bored the entire time. I want to fall asleep whenever I listen to his raps. Like I don't know, man. I don't know how to articulate my thoughts, especially when I'm exhausted and haven't really napped today. But on the current state of music, pop culture catch up, I just don't get the appeal. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in hip hop is really going to change much, to be completely honest.
Right. There's just so much music out there, like from the past.
It's better.
I'd rather go listen to that. I'd rather go listen to the catalog from these older artists. I'd rather go listen to more like Stevie Wonder or hell, like I'm listening to these Christmas albums. I'm listening to Phil Spector right now. That's from like the 60s.
By the way, have you gotten your what's your favorite Christmas song? Christmas in New York or
dude, I've listened Fairy Tale of New York.
Fairy Tale of New York.
Oh, dude, I was bro. So we were writing thank you cards, and we had music we had Spotify on.
Thank you cards, huh?
Yeah. Did you
drop that one line in the song?
What?
The middle one?
No, I did. No, I didn't. No, I did not. No, I did not. I bleeped myself out for that part, but Jesse was not having my singing that night or that day. Came in 18
in the drunk tank, babe.
Oh, so good. Oh, the writing is just class.
No, it's a great song. I mean, my dad would always play Bruce Springsteen. You better watch out.
Such a good one.
That's a good one. Or him in the beginning. All right, y'all been good this year, huh? The Clarence get you a saxophone. Who's been bad out there? Who's been good? No, that's not many. That's not many. You guys in trouble. You better watch out. All right. That's it for tonight. We'll be back on Monday. Monday to review the week that was in week 16. And hope you guys, well, we'll have time before then, but we'll talk about Christmas and movies and whatnot. And yes, Steven?
Can I just bring one more thing up? I'm just like,
Sure.
just to play this on the way out. Like we can close out we'll close out we'll do that thing like we do on radio where you close out the show with like an audio clip. I got something from the NCAA that I want to close the show out with, but you continue. Okay.
So we'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy the games this weekend. To Ernie 1, Ernie 2, AJ Cruz, Tacky, the Skills Report, Walter Ikabalseta, anybody else? Pat H. Welcome along, Pat H. I think that's it. We'll see you guys on Monday. Steven, say what you always say.
I just wanted to shout out the University of Vermont soccer team had never won any championship in a team sport. And in the Natty, in the national championship for college soccer, when the game was in extra time, it's golden goal. So that means sudden death. Vermont is Just Your Opinion Man's team of the week. This is Just Your Opinion Man.
Center back will blast it long and ask Kissel getting a foot race with Bamford. Kissel may win, and he does. Can he win the national championship?